What up, my people? Do me a favor, please hit that like button down there for me. It would very much help me and the channel, and absolutely affects you in no way whatsoever. Also, make sure you check out DNKKnives.com, and if you purchase something from DNK, you can use this coupon code behind the edge 10, and you'll get 10% off and free shipping. Also, DNK has a YouTube channel that is pretty good. It's awesome. Shows a lot of cool stuff that you don't see a lot, and the channel's growing, and he's puts out quite a bit of videos. So if you like knife content on YouTube, obviously you do, go check him out also. Show some support. If you would like to support this channel, there's a link to Patreon in the description, or you can join the My People channel membership, where all the money that comes in goes to knives for content and for giveaways. And that is like this one, the Talos from Artisan Cutlery, which I will be giving away in a day or two. Great knife, but I have to use channel funds for the most part, to do that. And this is what yeah, I'm going to stop there because I suck at talking about stuff like that. Today's video, however, is brought to you by the Backwards Hat Wearers Coalition of Canada, dedicated to keeping the reverse cap culture alive. If that's something that you're into, check them out at www.snapfront.nobodycares.org. All right. Today we are going to talk about a Kizer. I don't think I've ever had a Kizer on the channel. I know most of you will be aware that I don't show a lot of budget knives on this channel, and this particular Kizer is a budget Kizer. They do make premium knives as well, and for the most part, they have always done pretty good at it. This is a Vanguard series, which is their, it's the budget, but this is like the upper end of the budget knives. Standard box, nothing fancy, nothing special. And here's the knife. A friend of mine, Terry, had this in his shop, and typically I just blow past stuff like this because it just doesn't excite me. And a lot of budget knives in general just don't excite me, and I don't know why. You know, that's a flaw that I should, because there's nothing wrong with these knives. They perform just fine. They work just fine. They work great. But I just, something drills me towards the higher end stuff, and even higher, way higher than this. There's something about a custom knife that just, or really high end production, that I just can't, I can't seem to shake. Anyway, aside from this being a budget knife, it is also a front flipper, which is also not my cup of tea. But once I picked this up and did that reverse flick with it and just felt the action, it's just, yeah, I had to check it out. So what we have is a 3.65 inch 154 cm blade, micarta, steel on steel here. And I'm sorry about the dogs in the background. As usual, guys, there's nothing I can do about it. So I do apologize. So right off the bat, the micarta feels fantastic. Run-of-the-mill quality micarta. Nothing exceptional, but it is also quite good. It's already starting to show the oils from my fingers, so I'm probably going to end up having to purchase this knife from Terry because of that, and I'll probably give it away to you guys. So again, I don't really care too much for front flippers, but this one works very well, and I can even index finger it, which I am horrible at, and I'm not going to try to do that anymore because this is very sharp. So I would never use it, more than likely, unless I'm just sitting around on the couch, you know, piddling. But the reverse flick is magical. In-hand ergos are exceptional. Right here in this cutout for your index finger, it brings you in, brings it home, and it's perfect. And you see, as you can see, you get a full hand grip on it with plenty left over. The handle is 4.5 inches right on the dot. Excellent deep carry pocket clip. It is not inset into the micarta, but it does have flat screws, and when I slid it into my pocket, I felt no resistance whatsoever, so it carries just fine. It is a big knife. It's a full-size knife, but for it being a full-size knife, it is not too heavy. So 4.1 ounces, that is almost perfect ratio. That's a half an ounce more than usual. So it does have heavily milled liners, which is probably why it weighs so little. Feels really good. Here it is up against a couple other front flippers that have a secondary opening option, and they're pretty good also. So if you're familiar with the Talos or the Imperium, you will understand the size comparison here. If not, it's about the size of a Paramilitary 2 with a little bit shorter handle. And the handle to blade ratio on this is pretty damn good. So yeah, you're maximizing all the blade you can just about get into this handle. The handle is pretty tall, but it makes it extremely comfortable. The action is just friggin' superb. It will guillotine shut very easily. The detent is snappy for your reverse flick or your front flipper. A lot of front flippers tend to have pretty weak detents. This one is not at all. Like this one here has a very weak detent, but it works good for the front flipper application. Which, again, on this knife, which is my daughter's, I never use the front flipper. And on the Talos, unfortunately, the front flipper on this one is not great. It has a fantastic reverse flick or thumb flick, but it's just not very good. Mostly because the jimping here isn't great. It's a little too slick. On this one here, it follows all the way around. So just about anywhere you're at, you're going to get a good purchase on it, and the jimping is done better. I don't know any other way to explain that. I tried to look up the designer of this knife to see. I see a lot of designs that he's done for Kizer and other Chinese OEMs, and a couple customs on Instagram, but I couldn't find a lot from Sebastian. But from what I see, he looks like he worries about function over form. So all of his designs are in this general ballpark. Every designer has their cadence, for lack of a better word. So you could definitely tell when looking at his designs, the influences, they're in all of them, you know. So yeah, so great knife. I've seen it as low as $75 on up to $90, but it is under $100 pretty much across the board. So it's affordable for just about anybody. And I believe it would work great as a work knife, unless you work in a place like I do, where you have to worry about a lot of debris. Aside from the bearings, if it's something that you don't have to worry about, it's a great work knife. You have that tip for opening packages, plenty of blade for bigger jobs. I would say it is quite thin and slicey. I would say it would destroy cardboard. So yeah, excellent package opener. I don't know what else to say about it, so I approve, which is not something I typically do on budget knives. Yeah, so make sure you guys are good to each other, love each other, and remember, life is short. So go buy yourself a knife and buy it at DNK. Save yourself 10%. All right, guys, make sure you're on the lookout for the giveaway for this. I'll do it in the next couple days. Same drill as always. Have a good night. Later.